me, sir. You Dr. Harry Vanderspiegel?
What can I help you with?
Awesome.
Goodness. I have to prove I fit in, that I'm normal like them.
What the hell?
There's something wrong with that man.
Who even are you, Harry Vanderspiegel?
Just a normal human.
You're an alien.
Well, you don't have anything to worry about. I'm never wrong.
We strongly believe the body washed up on the beach.
How do you know that? Because I can feel it in my balls.
One of the people here is the murderer. Come.
Hello my friends, this is Brian, the Speaker for the Dead, coming to you today with a new video on Resident Alien, the new sci-fi series on the Sci-Fi Channel. This is going to be just a general overview of episodes 2 and 3. It's going to be a general overview and not really a spoiler review because I can only watch these episodes one time because I don't have a cable service provider or whatever, and so I only get to watch these episodes like once. And I've already seen them, and I won't let me go back and rewatch them again unless I want to pay for another freaking service. And I don't want to do that because if I have to pay for one more service, I'm going to go broke. Because, everybody's got a streaming service now. Where you used to just be able to go get Netflix. No. Now you got to have HBO Max and AT&T Max and Paramount Max and Plus or Disney Plus. And everybody's naming their services the same flipping things. Disney Plus, Paramount Plus. It's just like, how about just Paramount streaming? Or Disney streaming, streaming Disney. No, they all got to copy each other. And now you got to have a subscription. So now you don't have like cable TV and with all these channels, now you have to have an individual subscription for every single freaking service, which really quickly adds up to basically the cable bill that you were paying before. It's just
good business.
As they say in the cartoon robots, squeeze every nickel out of average, ma and pa, knucklehead out there, and that's their whole thing. They don't care about you other than they want you to pay them money to see stuff you've already seen or to see their new stuff. And yeah, well, you only have so much money in your budget for streaming and television and yeah. Anyway, I could go off for an hour on that alone. But anyway, so I'm kind of limited on what I can tell you about these two episodes other than it continues to just be an epically funny and well-written, well-running series that Sci-Fi has come up with. I love the intro. It's short, it's to the point, and then they get on with the episode. They don't spend, 2 minutes out of a TV episode on an intro. It's like 30 seconds at the most. And the pictures that they choose for their intros are always different, and they're just funny. It just shows a confused version of him trying to understand Earth. And I love that perspective of this show, is that it's this way outsider trying to understand human behavior in some of the most confusing social situations that don't make any sense. And to an outsider, they would even make less sense. But I mean, Alan Tudyk, or however you say his last name, everybody pronounces it differently, is just so funny in this role. So we get introduced in the fourth episode. We get introduced to a new character that pops up out of the blue and adds to the confusion and the misery of him trying to complete his mission and trying to survive. We've got more interaction with him and the kids and this relationship he has with this kid that can see him and that can see him for what he really is. But I mean, I love the doctor's name, Harry, like Schneiderbeck or something.
Who even are you, Harry Vanderspiegel?
But like I said, I'm having a terrible time remembering all these character names because I only get to watch these episodes like one time until I can figure out a way of watching them multiple times without having to pay for another service. But yeah, it is such a good show and so worth watching because it's very different. It does not seem to be going through the woke, politically correct filters that so many science fiction shows are suffering from right now. You've got a black guy that is acting very much almost like a white sheriff in a lot of ways. He's very like over the top and in your face and saying things that you shouldn't be able to say, and he gets away with it. And I love the sheriff, except they're starting to go down this road with the sheriff of he's just a dummy, and his woman deputy, she's really the smart one who gets everything behind the scenes, and she gets mistreated and kind of pushed to the side and shunted down and held down by the man. And I'm just like, they just can't help themselves in some ways. But I love the deputy character because she's so funny. She's just this timid, kind of withdrawn woman, and she won't exert herself or and stuff. You can tell she's just somebody who's kind of struggled with life. And at one point in one of the episodes, she talks about, I think this is episode 1 and 2, where she talks about how those sites for finding out about your family and your genealogy, that you swab your mouth and send it off and they tell you your genetics. My dad wasn't actually my dad, but my dad's best friend Bill. She goes into this story about how this genetic site basically ruined her life because it figured out that like her mom had slept with her dad's best friend, and that was her real dad, and it caused their divorce. And she's just like, yeah, those sites they're terrible. Every character in this is just, and I love the cattiness of the women characters. They're all like slut, whore, bitch. You want to go bowling? Yeah. And they're just totally ripping each other down like women do, and then they're actually friends. But I mean, it's out in the open. They do this openly, as where a lot of women are real catty and bitchy behind the scenes, but they're never that way right to the face of the person that they're actually talking about. In this show, they absolutely are. They are catty right to the person's face. It's tremendous. So funny. And there's a point where Harry and this girl kiss in a pickup. She describes it later as, have you ever watched a horse try and lick an ice cream cone? It is so good. This kiss is so cringy and awkward between them because he's like, he's an alien. He's on the spot. He's only seen people kiss on TV, and he totally screws it up. Just like, basically licking her face. And she's like, well, that wasn't the worst kiss I ever had. I'm like, wow, really? You've had some terrible kisses in your lifetime if that wasn't the worst. Anyway, the characters and the writing, I mean, they are just, you'll be watching along and it's catch you off guard, laugh out loud moments that you just aren't expecting. You've got to go and watch this show and make it as popular as we can because it so deserves the audience. In a world where TV shows and everything are becoming more bland because comedy's not allowed anymore because somebody will get offended and make fun of me. How dare you? This show is just like, we don't care. We don't care. I mean, and this is from one of the producers and creators of The Family Guy. And so it's that irreverent, funny humor. There's a moment in this where there's an interchange between this kid that can see him and him, where they're kind of off on their own, and he starts saying these horrible things to this kid, and the kid's like, that is inappropriate, you can't call me that. And he's just like, oh yeah? Well, what are you gonna do about it, dickhead? It is really just a great show. Go watch it, sneak on there, and get through the wall of I don't know what to get to watch this show, because it is worth it. Only if you get to watch it one time, which is all I've got to watch it so far. It's worth it until I can figure out how to watch this multiple times so I can give you better breakdowns of these episodes. But you won't be disappointed. If you like good drama, excellent storytelling, funny character development, and truly great humor with just surprising stories that pop out at you. And there's these crazy, unbelievable, tender moments that you get in this show that are almost instantly offset by humor to keep her from getting too serious or too over the top. And it really is an all-around great show. Whether you like science fiction or not, the science fiction is just the backdrop for this, to be able to explore the human craziness that is being a human in the 21st century. That to be in 2020 and 2021, I mean, how weird and unusual life is, and what that would look like to somebody who was a complete outsider to the human race. It really does poke fun at how ridiculous we are all becoming as we try and over-civilize civilization. It is just a great show. Go watch this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Tell me what you're liking about the show, what you're not liking about the show. I mean, I really am having a hard time finding anything about this show that I don't like. There's a little bit of politics playing in the background, but you know what? I'm okay with a little bit of politics. Liberal politics, conservative politics, I don't mind a little bit of politics creeping in, because that's part of the human experience too. I just don't want to be force-fed somebody, some writer, some producer, some showrunner's politics in the guise of a story. And that there really isn't a story. It's just all about their politics and trying to shove those down your throat. That's what I don't want. But I mean, put a little bit of that stuff in there to make it more realistic, because all of our lives have a little bit of politics in them. No matter how you try and escape it, it's still there. But this is just so funny and so fun, and the acting in this is really, really good. Really good. You do not feel like you are completely immersed in this world of Paradise, Colorado. And this alien story. You don't feel like you're getting pulled out of the storyline by weird, unusual things that don't need to be in there. It really is just a great, epically good show. So go watch these episodes episodes 3 and 4, and let me know what you think. Like I said, I didn't want to spoil too much or give too much away about these. I wanted to just kind of talk about them in general, and that the quality of the show is so far standing up and just getting better. I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope you are too, and I hope we can share this together. Thanks for watching. Get out there, like, share, subscribe, and support this great show, and we will talk to you next time. Bye now.